Hello and welcome to Opal Rose Oracle. I'm adeshpurankaur, and it's so good to be here with you on this Jupiter's Day, Thursday, May 21st. Tomorrow, we are going to have our new moon in Gemini. So for today, our moon is still in Taurus. We'll be moving into Gemini into tomorrow, and by Sunday, we'll be moving into Cancer. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The energies are shifting. We're officially in Gemini season. Today we're going to do a reading for the collective. I hope you're all doing well. I certainly am. I got my smoothie here. Got my sage, my itty bitty Palo Santo. I haven't gotten in yet. I actually may have some somewhere else. But yes, I hope you're all doing well. Some sage for you. Sage for the cards. As always, we have our Mystic Fairy Tarot. We have our Angel, we have our Goddess Tarot. We have our Unicorn Oracle, our Animal Spirit Oracle, our Follow Your Light Oracle, and the Kuan Yin Oracle. And because I love using both. Some for me. Some for you. And of course, the cards. Let's call in our guides. Angels, archangels, guardian angels, spirit guides, ancestors, goddesses and gods, beings of the highest vibration of love, light, healing, truth, and destiny. Be with us and bring forth messages for the collective, for our highest good and the good of all involved. For this Gemini, this Taurus into Gemini, into Cancer moon transit. For the Gemini new moon, messages for our highest good. Messages for the collective, for their highest good, and the good of all. So our first card out is water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, 4 cups. This talks about kind of going within. Maybe you received an offering, we're not really sure if we want to take it or not. So we're kind of reevaluating our emotions. Or another message is the universe is handing us an offer, a gift, and we are going within to see how you resonate with it. Messages for the collective. We're manifesting. The Magician. Gorgeous. We have all the tools we need to manifest. We have earth, air, fire, water, ether. We have everything we need to manifest the offer that we desire. And tomorrow is a big time of manifestation. New moons are all about setting intentions. what we want moving forward, what we want to bring into our reality. Hi.
So it's kind of century, so now I remember if you want to watch it, you can come back.
We're making soap. It's a lot of fun. So my mom said, angels, archangels, messages for the collective, for our highest good. Seven of Pentacles, I'm getting the word right away, teamwork. And Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles could be like, saving for a rainy day. Teamwork that is going to bring in prosperity that we'll be able to build upon. A collaboration. So lots of earth energy, focusing on our creations, on our collaborations. Messages for the collective, for our highest good and the good of all involved. This Seven of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles energy. We had two sets of cards kind of jump out. So on one hand, and that's really what I'm feeling, on one hand we have this, on the other hand we have this. We have the Ten of Swords, which is the completion of a heavy cycle, a heavy burden. And with this completion, with this letting go, the Wheel of Fortune begins to turn. Luck and things begin to move in our favor. And we make a decision on our passions to advance, like moving forward in a direction, following our creative endeavors. On the other hand, we have the Star, Aquarius energy. This could be healing, wish fulfillment. Seven of Swords in reverse. So, Seven of Swords can speak to sneaky energy. It can speak to revealing what was hidden. And then we have death after that. So maybe there's Seven of Swords. Swords is all air. We have Star, which is Aquarius energy, which is also air. So there could be a healing coming in. A healing that's a truth that's being revealed. That's going to bring about a transformation. Because right after the death part is the Fool. And I'll show you this. Star, Seven of Swords in reverse, death, the Fool. This energy of wish fulfillment when deception washes away. It's just this water, the water that's pouring. I'm really getting a cleansing energy, releasing lies, releasing deceit, maybe a healing or a dream come true or a wish fulfillment that just washes away any sort of, getting the word betrayal. So we're coming out of any sort of deceptive energy, and it will allow us to transform and have a new beginning. Either way, there's a completion cycle. And I feel like even the two hands speak to each other. Because what is the Fool for a new beginning? Taking that leap of faith and going after your heart's desire, but a decision to follow your passions. Allowing endings, death and transformation, which allows the wheel to turn. Things to begin, a fool's journey to start. Any other messages for the collective for this weekend energy, this moon in Taurus into Gemini? Yes, there's a decision to be made, what we're going to be focusing on, what we're going to put our time and energy into, what we're going to do. This also has very going with the flow energy, nurturing what's going to bring fruit and allowing what we can have, giving to the universe what we can give and not trying to juggle. We're coming out of this energy of emotional disappointment, being disappointed emotionally, 5 of Cups in reverse. So we're focusing our emotions not on what we lost, but on what we have to gain. We've shifted us and we're moving forward slowly. Knight of Pentacles. But we're coming out of this Hermit energy, or maybe not. Maybe we're dealing with a Virgo, because it's the Hermit and the Four Swords, and both speak of going within and gaining enlightenment. Appreciating the journeys we've been on, the things we've survived, and getting the wisdom from it. So there's this shifting our focus on what didn't bring us any sort of emotional fulfillment. Taking baby steps towards what we want, allowing ourselves the time and the space to go within and reflect, to gain enlightenment on which ways we move forward. And we may be moving forward slowly with that King of Pentacles energy, but it's thorough, it's systematic, I feel like calculate is the wrong word, but that's the word that's coming up right now. It's very diligent in its process. It crosses its I's. Yeah, it crosses its I's and dots its T's. Strike that and reverse it. Dots its I's and crosses its T's. It pays attention to the details and builds a foundation that's going to last, that's going to lead to the Ten of Pentacles. Because that is how that earthy energies, mind and heart works, and it's going after something, and it's building, it's thorough. It wants to last the test of time. Any other messages for the collective for this moon in Taurus, moon in Gemini energy? Yeah, we're definitely making this decision to follow our passions with this King of Wands energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, charismatic, really understanding and honoring our passions and going after them fearlessly, with strength, with conviction, with joy. This is strong, like divine inspiration too, like that internal fire bird within. And that is what skyrockets us. It pushes us forward. It makes us want to act. The King of Wands wants to act. He's very charismatic, good-looking, passionate, what have you. But he acts on that divine inspiration. More fire energy, 7 of Wands. So we have 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, and 7 of Swords. So we have 777 on the board, and it was just 1717. So if you're into numerology, if you're into angel numbers, I would suggest looking those up, seeing what they mean to you. The 7 of Wands is the energy of defending oneself, speaking one's truth, sharing one's passions, overcoming adversities. King of Wands overcomes any obstacle. He follows that divine inspiration, and knowing that he has the divine on his side, he makes his move. No one can touch him. He can be vulnerable. He can be strong. He can be passionate. He's grounded in his truth. Any other messages for the collective for this new moon? This fell right on top of the King of Wands. In this moving forward, in our vulnerability, there is a farewell. Fairies clever, fairies bright, from garden, wood, and pond. You shed your glorious light. Many thanks for helping me find a path that's true and right. A fairy farewell. To the King of Cups, to a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, an emotionally kind and generous energy, very intuitive energy, or we saying goodbye because we're using our intuition. May be different for different people. Because after the King of Cups is the Eight of Pentacles, which is mastery, mastery of one's craft. Putting your mark in your work, your little sparkle in everything you do. The Knave of Pentacles. Small gift, seed, a seed that didn't bloom. Like, because it's the Five of Pentacles, and that's it's like all your baskets, but like I'm getting things to go as planned. And it might have been a little thing, because I'm that Knave of Pentacles energy. It's Earth, it's like the Page of Pentacles. So it's like, it's like a seed, it's like the beginning of something material. Yeah, working hard at like a new material thing that just like didn't pan out. And using our intuition perhaps to say farewell to just things that maybe weren't worth its effort. Like, because if you're a King of Cups, you're highly intuitive being, you're a king. And not only are you a king, but you're also a master craftsman. Why are you putting your energy into something that's not working? That's not leading to the material manifestation of abundance that you're looking for. Like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back type of deal. And when we find ourselves in that space, we're not insane, so we're going to shift and switch things up so that we can get, our full 10 of Pentacles out of it, our work. If we're a master and we're already at the 8, we don't want to be going down to the 5, Any other messages for the collective for this? What we're investing in? What's going to bring us our greatest fulfillment? Where should we put in our energies? Any other messages for the collective for this Taurus moon transit? Some of us are really in our heads and we're feeling trapped. Either by a relationship, because this is 2 of Cups in reverse, 6 of Swords in reverse, which is a relationship moving on to calmer waters in my eyes. An offer in our heads, hoping and wishing for an offer, a relationship, or a partnership to just flow on to calmer waters. And wishing and we're hoping, but really we're just going to get ourselves unstuck. I feel like there's an idealism to this, where you're in this 8 of Swords energy feeling really, really stuck, and you're like, I really just want this to work out. Like, I really want this relationship to move on. Calmer things, open up, things just smooth out. I think this is where you take the power back and realize that in the 8 of Swords, all you have to do is shift your perspective, like get out of that stuck energy, like do whatever you can to get yourself unstuck. Dance, go for a walk, take a break, whatever. But this waiting energy that I'm getting, like I'm stuck, I want this relationship to come in and sail me away. It's not manifesting. Why? The world. The things have to change. Cycles end and cycles begin. There needs to be some endings, there needs to be some conclusions. We need to stop juggling. We need to stop overburdening ourselves too in the mental space. And really use our intuition and our mastery. On giving us this transformation in the beginning. We have all the tools. We have all the tools. And the Wheel of Fortune wants to turn in our favor. There's a decision to move forward in transformation and healing, letting go of deceptive energy, letting go of juggling. Any other messages for the collective, for this world? Cycles with a soul, with maybe feeling nostalgic. It's Venus retrograde. Maybe feeling very nostalgic right now. But also our situations may have to do with soulmates, past life relationships. And when we get into these cycles with soulmates, there comes a point when we have to ask ourselves as evolving souls, is this my karma or is this my dharma? Not that karma is bad, but we're learning versus escalating to a higher spiritual classroom where our focus is different, where we're focused on teaching, healing, living our dharma on our soul's path, living our devotion. It's time for, cycles to end, so new cycles can begin. We're dealing with this past life relationship energy. We have the messages for the collective. I'm actually going to jump to the Goddess Tarot and get a couple of cards from here. Yeah. We have the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from what we thought we once wanted. We want to go get our ninth cup, our 10th cup. And we have options. Seven of Cups. There are many paths that you can take. Whether they were past paths that brought you here, but there's only one path that's really going to bring the soul fulfillment that you're looking for, which is why Seven of Cups came in reverse. It's making the decision, whereas we have a decision to make. This is a new choice. I made a choice and I'm walking away so that the world can turn. So cycles can keep flowing so that I can honor where my soul wants to go. This is Juno. Card 5. Speaks of tradition. Walking in footsteps. Walking in familial footsteps. Some of you. Some of you has to do with family traditions. Loosely. Like medical field, for example. Maybe your father was a doctor. And then your grandfather was a surgeon. And you're in family practice. And you have a son, and they grow up, and they become a chiropractor. It's still in the vein of healthcare, right? And wellness. Cycles of tradition. Maybe breaking the cycles of tradition. Maybe ending a cycle. Yes, because all traditions are good, not all. Because you can switch the tradition and cycles of just like familial patterns. So if we look at this more of a pattern than a tradition, it's walking away and making the choice to end a cycle, to end maybe a pattern. And maybe this pattern runs through the family. Messages for the collective for their highest good and the good of all involved. Clarity is coming. Because the Ace of Swords is followed by the Sun, followed by the Three of Pentacles, followed by the Ten of Cups. Huzzah! Okay. I'm back. It's good. It's cool. It's cool. There's a family. I feel like there's a family pattern here. Some sort of genealogy thing. We're going to get clarity on it. And this clarity really brings about illumination. Ace of Swords. Clarity. A new idea. New thought. Idea that could bring you joy. clarity. I feel like it's so bright, can't be unseen, it can't not be seen, it can't be dismissed or avoided. Like the truth is illuminated by the sun. And the truth can be enjoyed in celebration. The sun is the happiest part of the day. But it's going to lead to really building that solid foundation. Solid foundation. This clarity, this truth, this illumination. It's going to help us truly build in this building towards our 10 of Cups, towards what we want. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. I'm excited for us. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm pulling unicorn first. Action. Now is the perfect time to act. Take inspired action towards your dreams. Move forward with confidence. What was stuck to it was flow. Find an easier path forward. Surrender the outcome. Release your expectations. Flow. Innocence. Take time to play. Nurture your inner child. Live with a childlike sense of wonder. Sanctuary. Take time out for the world. Spend more time alone. Meditate or go on a retreat. And support. Ask for help. Get more rest. Nurture yourself. So there's this balance of seeking sanctuary and asking for support while maintaining our inner child and our relationship with our inner child and really allowing ourselves to play and flow and explore and take action on what brings us joy, our inspirations. But if anything wasn't working or anything felt stagnant, it's time to let go and let flow. And we may, after that release, need to take time to go within our hearts, our sanctuaries, whether it's a room, home, nature, and really call in for that support, ask for angels to really come to our aid and take care of the things that we can't take care of, but simultaneously rest when we need to rest, play when we need to play, legitimately, go have some fun. And allow what doesn't serve and just physically. Again, an animal spirit for this new moon energy, this weekend energy we're going into as a collective. Card 15, Cow Spirit, the miracles that end. This is spirit letting us know the miracles are endless. We let go so that the miracles can flood in when we release the expectations or desired outcomes. Miracles can happen. And Spirit's asking us to take a deep dive. We have another 60. Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. Going within, diving into our soul, into our joys, into our truths. And this diving deep is going to remove obstacles for us, overcoming any obstacles. Right in Spirit, we had this at the beginning of the week. I actually think we might have had Swan Spirit at the beginning of the week too. So this energy of overcoming obstacles and really going within, taking a deep dive and just believing, being receptive to the miracles that the universe has in store of us, in of us, in for us, that's in store for us. Words can be so tricky sometimes. Let's get a message for the angels. Angels, archangels. Yeah. I'm going to tap in longing for home. The original light workers. I love this gorgeous blue, just I get this real connecting to our soul, our star family, like our original essence, knowing that we're different and longing for that sense of home, belonging, support, feeling like we make sense in the people that we make sense with. Any other angel spirit messages for the collective? Yes. Dive and minute talking is boundaries. Where do we need to establish better boundaries? With ourselves, with others, with our family, with our friends, with our work. Because anything can become out of balance. So when we look at the different areas of our lives, work, play, rest, pray, any of those, even though they're beneficial and fundamental, we can always go into the extreme of too much. So where can we develop better boundaries with our work, with our rest, with our play, with our praying, with our giving, with our receiving, with others, with ourselves. Everything's connected. This is a time of honoring our own boundaries and honoring the boundaries of others as well. And allowing ourselves to get grounded. Grounding ourselves, honoring the fact that we are highly sensitive beings, that we are empaths. This is a really good time to connect with nature, go outside, go for a walk, smell the flowers. They're blooming, they're lovely. To get grounded, honor our boundaries, honor the boundaries of those around us. Really just allow ourselves to go within, take a deep dive into what we really want. what does home feel like? What does home mean? Especially if you come from a broken home or a home that has a lot of chaos or traumatic history or family line. So many of us, we have like, this is my ideal of what home is, and then this is what home is, and then sometimes there's a discrepancy between what we want and what it is. And I find really helpful for me personally is realizing that I'm always home. I'm always belonging. I always belong right here. This is my home. Even though I may be in a home, this can leave. This will eventually leave too. But no matter where I go, I'm with myself. And I can cultivate that sense of home, that sense of stability, security, nurturing, warmth, love, support, all the unconditionals. I can create that for me. I can give that to me. And then it doesn't matter if I'm in Buckingham Palace or a cardboard box. I'm home. I'm right here. I'm with me. So I hope that was helpful. It was for someone. Home. Home's always an interesting thing because we're not even actually from here. We're from the stars. And we'll go back there. We're just having a fun, interactive dream. And I love you. I hope this message finds you well. Before I forget, I will pull one oracle card. I was like, I'm going to wrap this up. And then I was like, no. One Kuan Yin card for the collective. One Kuan Yin card. Sacred Liberty and Value. Love. Card 25, which is another 7. Sevens are a pretty powerful number for this reading. The sacred river Yangtze eternally flows and changes. Just as a river flows and changes course, you too are evolving in your divine path. Veils and sheaths that once covered your soul light are being washed away. Cleansing by sacred waters specifically indicates that your emotional life and your life direction are being purified and healed. Changes in the flow of energy within you and in the momentum of your life path are unfolding are imminent. This is exciting. You are growing and changing, and soon your life circumstance will reflect your inner evolution. The sacred river Yangtze, in which beloved Kuan Yin delights, is always subtly changing course, flowing and growing. You, like the sacred river, are changing too, beloved. Your life direction is going through subtle realignments, or even in the midst of a far more obvious change. You are encouraged to trust in the natural unfoldment of this process and to allow it to work its way through you and your life. The sacred river Yangtze is an extension of the intelligent guidance of the Divine Mother, her hand reaching through your soul and guiding you to your highest destiny. She helps the higher self release any impurities which it no longer needs to contain. In doing so, there can be a period of spiritual cleanse, even a physical detoxification. The detox may occur through emotions that surface, inexplicable pains or aches in the body, a feeling of tiredness for no particular reason, and a need to rest, or the urge to meditate more, do healing, go for swims in the ocean, attend a yoga class, or even change the way you are eating and sleeping. These are natural, intuitive impulses that confirm your soul is going through a cleansing process as it brings more of its purity into expression on the physical plane. Kuan Yin speaks at the soul of the sacred river Yangtze now and guides you to be kind to yourself during these changes and to honor your inner guidance as your own light grows stronger now. Trust the flowing changes of the sacred river through your life. You may observe that people are even more attracted to your light during such time, in the period following this shift in your light quotient. You are holding more light in your being, and without the old veils covering your inner light, your soul is able to shine through matter stronger than ever before. Some people will be attracted to these changes in you, and your relationships will grow and improve. There might be some that are fearful of the changes. Keep firm boundaries that are loving, and don't worry about any extra attention you will receive. Your light is not just growing brighter, it is growing stronger too, and you will be ready to handle any situation that comes to you with joy, grace, and effectiveness. Be kind and patient, stay true to yourself, and trust that spiritual growth serves all. A prayer at the sacred river Yangtze. Kuan Yin, divine ancient river mother, sacred soul of the Yangtze, I receive the spiritual waters of your cleansing and illumination now. Bless my path and my process with your mercy and potency. May I reveal and realize myself in new ways now, without fear or attachment to the past. May I allow the sacred river to chart my course, carving out my highest divine destiny and path now. Of my own free will, so be it. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, archangels, guardian angels, guides and spirit guides, ancestors. Thank you, gods and goddesses. Thank you, beings of the highest vibration of love, light, healing, truth, and destiny. Thank you for being with us. And thank you for this reading. May you flow with gentle grace and ease. May your endings be peaceful, smooth, and gentle. And may your beginnings be bright and full of promise of every wish and dream fulfillment. I'm sending you out infinite love, infinite blessings. I hope this message helped you. I hope you have a beautiful new moon in Gemini. Have fun manifesting. Have fun setting your intentions. I look forward to hearing from you, seeing what grows in your lives. Until then, peace to all, love to all, love to all. Saturn. Have a beautiful weekend.